Welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM Cape Coast, Might FM Tamale Bewa Radio Yendi, and in Kiligi FM Boliget Radio TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, the minority blocks the lane of a regulation to restrict the importation of selected products into the country, including rice and diapers.
Restrictions on importation of selected strategic products. The Speaker, it's a matter of public interest. The convention in the House has been that the committee responsible for subsidiary legislation will take it through relaying.
We have details of that and on our election headquarters. Former President John Mahama hits hard at the clergy and civil society organizations, partly blaming them for the country's economic woes.
The clergy, civil society and others in authority reneged on their watchdog role.
And in the camp of the NPP, Vice President Baumia takes a swipe at John Mahama on his 24-hour economy initiative, saying he does not understand his own policy.
When people are sanctioned, and these sanctions are punitive enough at the administrative level, then it serves as a deterrent for others who would want to engage in such behavior.
In business,
International Monetary Fund revises again board meeting date on Ghana's program review to the first week of December over concerns about China's position on debt restructuring. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, advocates for neonatal care urged government to include them in the National Health Insurance Scheme.
It is not an excuse for a Ghanaian, a baby, who is born Ghanaian at that age to die. Even if it's just one baby dying every year because of this, it is still not fair, and we can do more.
We have details of these stories and more. Please stay tuned. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Now, the minority in Parliament has blocked the lane of a regulation seeking to restrict the importation of selected products, including rice and diapers. The minority did not allow the paper to be laid because it wanted further consultations with the Subsidiary Legislation Committee. We'll hear from the minority shortly. First, listen to Trades Minister Katie Hammond explain to journalists what exactly the regulation is about and how important it is to government.
There is also the issue about importation of rice into the country. Of course, we consume more than we produce in this country, so we import. Now, the purpose of this particular LI is to sanitize what is it that we bring into the country. We are taking steps to ensure that in terms of rice, there is no poverty of rice in the country.
But minority insists the regulation goes through the Subsidiary Legislation Committee for further consultation before it is laid. Listen to Minority Leader Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin and Chairman of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, Dr. Dominic Aine.
The matter before us is a regulation on restrictions on importation of selected strategic products. Restrictions on importation of selected strategic products. The Speaker, it's a matter of public interest. The convention in the House has been that the committee responsible for subsidiary legislation will take it through relaying. The Speaker, I spoke to the chairman of the subsidiary legislation. He informed me that they will do the relaying tomorrow morning. I want to plead with you, Right Honourable Speaker, to urge the minister to wait so that tomorrow, after we've done the relaying and we are all comfortable with it, then it can be laid. Because we know.
You heard Minority Leader Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin. Now to our election headquarters. In the camp of the NDC, former President John Mahama says the clergy and civil society organizations should partly be blamed for the country's economic woes. He says the groups failed to criticize government for its wasteful spending of contracted loans. Speaking at the Techiman Timber Market as part of his two-day tour of the Bono East region, Mr. Mahama said the NDC is prepared to turn around the fortunes of the country. Nana Yaujima has more.
According to the former president, loans contracted by the NPP government, which he pegs at $3 billion annually, were not invested in productive ventures. He says the watchdog roles of various actors were left to the NDC alone.
Akoye se empenyifo omo mudi ekan asafo penyi imamfo ne adeade omo wo se omo kan nokre ekire omo hwe oman no so.
The clergy, civil society, and others in authority reneged on their watchdog role. From 2018, all vigilant people noticed the economy continued to dip. The economic crisis was imminent. Only the NDC told the president.
Nanu president ankasa ibusa no say yesika sem se ne ase esiafa no obeye hu den.
The president himself, in response to questions on the economy, admitted it would take the next president to fix the country. He has lost hope himself.
Meanwhile, in the camp of the NPP, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has described John Mahama's policies as the empty promises to Ghanaians in his quest to return to power. Dr. Bawumia says that Mr. Mahama lacks a thorough understanding of his own policies, particularly the 24-hour economic initiative. Samuel Imbura has more.
Dr. Bawumia addressed the supporters, expressed surprise at the campaign messages of NDC flag John Mahama.
He's going around the whole country in promising everything to everybody. It is as if he has never been president in this country before. It is as if he has just landed from Mars.
He particularly criticized his understanding of the 24-hour economy policy.
Today, because of digitalization, the banks, you can transfer money 24 hours. You can receive money 24 hours. Isn't it? So he doesn't understand his own policy. It does not make sense.
While highlighting his own achievements as Vice President, Dr. Bawumia challenged Mahama to present a single idea from his tenure as Vice President.
I challenge anybody to tell us one idea John Mahama brought. Dr. Bawumia has brought idea after idea after.
Well, the New Patriotic Party is fighting off claims it dismissed members of the party unfairly. Now, former General Secretary Nana Ohening told former Adenton MP Boabing Asamoah, former Madina MP Boniface Sadiq, and Hobson Adoy have all been axed from the party after allegedly aligning with independent presidential aspirant Alan Tremantinyao. Boabing Asamoah described portions of the constitution used to expel them as poorly written. But Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed, says his comments are unfortunate.
It's unfortunate if he has said so, but this is the same constitution that he had enjoyed over the period as a senior member of the party. So if he states so, it's very unfortunate. In third course, when we are amending the constitution, he could have proffered solutions to the poor arrangement of the party's constitution, but he did not do so. So for me, we are very resolute in our mind. We are enforcing the party's constitution to the latter.
Away from the election headquarters, advocates for neonatal care are asking government to include their healthcare in the National Health Insurance Scheme. According to them, a child's first benefit from the state is the ability to live when born before 40 weeks gestation period. And assistance when denied will lead to their death. Hannah Dame has more on this report.
Mothers of preterm babies often have to stay in hospitals for as long as their babies receive care. This affects their finances and general well-being. Olivia Sakwa has been at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital waiting for her third child born at 32 weeks to be discharged.
Buying drugs, going for labs, it also stressed us. So actually, if the government can provide beds for mothers being taken care of premature babies.
An NGO, African Foundation for Premature Babies and Neonatal Care, occasionally support these mothers through diverse means to alleviate their plight. Selina Bingtum has been leading this cause.
The NHIS covers very little portion probably less than 10%. And so it is not an excuse for a Ghanaian at that age to die. Even if it's just one baby dying every year because of this, it is still not fair, and we can do more.
Stanbic Investment Management Services, which assured of continuous support for the mothers, also promised to be a voice so government can respond urgently by increasing investment in neonatal care. Desmond Bredu is head of client coverage.
We are not just looking at just a one-time thing, but how can we partner other institutions? How can we echo the message? Because that's where we can get to have more people come on board.
From the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, I am Hannah Odame for Joy News.
And that's it for the bulletin. In our top story, the minority blocks the laying of a regulation to restrict the importation of selected products into the country, including rice and diapers. I'm Amazing Yamiche Thompson. Stay tuned for business on the Super Morning Show.
Joy 99.7 FM.